It's exciting to finally have some fruit ripening on our trees. We're gonna go pick some tonight. I'm gonna show you what we've got ripening right now in Texas, but first, of course, feeding the chickens. Hey girls, what's going on? Oh, they really like, oh no, get back in there. Get back in there, the dog will eat you. My dog is so poorly trained, he will snatch one of those chickens so fast. He will grab one and run away with it. I won't be able to catch him. Now we're gonna go check for some eggs and then we will get to that fruit. What, I'm not giving you anything else to eat. I know, you wanna jump up here and get something else to eat, don't you? That's your bowl. Yeah. So earlier I found 2 eggs on the floor again and I put them up here in the nesting box. Those are those 2. That's a ceramic. Oh, look. Excellent. One is in the nesting box. Before I check the orchard, I am going to check the garden for anything like these tomatoes. Those are ready. Got some eggplant. More eggplant. I won't have any squash because squash bugs in my area are completely devastating. That was my last squash plant. And we probably have a few peppers. Not a bad harvest tonight. Some tomatoes, some okra, 2 different types of eggplants, and a couple different types of peppers. Here's the first one of the several fruits that we have ripening or starting to ripen at this time, and it is figs. Look at all these figs on here. How gorgeous is that? And figs are super delicious. Now we have several different types of fig trees and they are not all producing at the same time. So they ripen at different times. We've got a Celeste, a brown turkey, an Alma, and an LSU purple. And the deceiving part of the LSU purple is they are purple, but they're not ripe yet. So on the other ones, once they turn a dark color, like a brown color, they're ripe, but not on the LSU purple, so don't be fooled. Actually, even right here on our Celeste fig, we have one that is turning color, but it is not quite ripe yet. Maybe another day or 2. It's still a little hard. And this Alma fig is new. It's only 1 year old, so it has not started to produce any figs yet. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see for scale, that is the brown turkey fig, and it is huge. That is the Celeste fig. They are the same age. So this one is quite a bit more vigorous in this area than this one. What garden kitty? Here's our LSU purple. It is a new one. We just planted it this year and I think it was a 2-year-old in the pot. So this one did produce a few figs and I don't think it's going to produce any more. Like I said, they turn purple, but you still have to wait for them. Now this one ripened before all the others. You can see there's none left on it. We already ate them. Now we got this cool tree right here. This you might not recognize. This is a Chinese date tree or a jujube tree. And it is incredibly drought tolerant and disease tolerant. That's why we love it. And the fruit is unique in that you can eat it in the green stage or the brown stage and it tastes different, although good both times. So this one we can pick off right now because it's ready to eat in this stage even. It's kind of like a spongy apple. Pretty good stuff. So springtime is the time for berries, and they've already run their course. These are our blueberries over here, and we've already eaten all the blueberries from them. They are done producing for the year. But over on this side, look at these gorgeous Muscadine grapevines. And you can see the fruit. This is the second set out here on the edge. Second fruit set. The first fruit set is under here. Wow. That's insane. This is my best year ever. Now these are cultivated muscadine. These are from the nursery. These are not any type of wild muscadine. So these taste incredibly different to anything you would find out in the wild. They are candy sweet. They're sweeter than regular table grapes. And if you let them ripen fully on the vine, the sugar content is so ridiculously high. It's unbelievable. It's so good. I have 2 different varieties. And this one over here ripens before the other 2 do. These are a bronze grape. Look how beautiful they are, and they're so tasty. It's like eating a piece of candy from the store, no joke. It is that sweet. These are so good. And juicy, and if you catch them at a really early stage when they first start to ripen, the skin isn't as tough as later in the season, and the seeds aren't developed yet. So even though they're sweet, there's no seeds, which for muscadine usually is something that turns people off because they have big seeds in them. You just spit them out, it's no big deal. But right now, if you catch them early enough, no seeds, or they're small enough, you just not even crunch them up. They just kind of dissolve with the rest of the grape. Oh man, I'm going for more. Let's head over to the other orchard and we'll show you what's over there. So usually you'd have some peaches ripening at this time, and unbeknownst to me, this area of Texas has had a horrible time keeping peach trees alive because of so many diseases. This is one that the previous owner planted. You can see, totally dead now. 2 years ago, it had over 100 peaches on that little tree. East Texas used to be known for peaches and tomatoes, and about 15 years ago, there's a peach orchard down the street. He heavily uses heavy amounts of chemicals to keep those peach trees alive, and he's always consulting with Texas A&M and figuring out what to spray on them, so on and so forth. But he said 15 years ago, it used to be all peach trees, no problems, and tomatoes obviously, and then disease just came through and wiped out. I can't remember the name of the diseases, but I cannot keep a peach tree alive. Here's one that I purchased. I just let it die. It's totally dead. It didn't even do anything, and neither did the other one over there. Kind of a waste of money for peach trees unless you're spraying them heavily. And then I have borers in my plum trees. So this is a plum tree that previous owner planted, totally dead. That cherry tree over there has got blight on it, but I've been able to control it. That's no problem. Those both would have ripened out at this time. There's another plum tree that's still alive, but it just doesn't fruit because I think it's sickly. Here's my beautiful apple tree. This is a pink lady, I believe, and some disease grabbed it this year, and it had 1 or 2 apples on it, so I would have been harvesting apples in not too long of a period of time because pink ladies and Dorset Goldens grow here in this heat and this zone with the amount of chill hours that we have. But it dropped the apple, the one apple on it. It's 3 or 4 years old now, and I've had to really prune it back, and it's almost dead. It's come back a little bit. I've sprayed it with something called Fertilome, but it still doesn't look too good. So one thing that I haven't had problems with is pears. Here's a nice pear tree behind us. This one is not too old at all. This one's 3 years old. It's got a nice big pear right there, and we've got a whole limb full of pears here. Now this is the pear tree that I took the fruit off last year. Let's look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of that pear. That thing is huge. Thank you for joining us in our orchard tonight and for doing our nightly chores. We just wanted to showcase what fruits we have that are ripening right now, what fruits we could have if the trees were still alive that should be ripening right now. But we're blessed to have figs and grapes and pears. We love all of them, and hopefully we'll be blessed in the future with some of the other ones that we just haven't had success with this time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Go check out this video right here on how to can pears. We'd appreciate it. Love ya. See you on the next video. Bye.